Feels like a broken record lately where you have afternoon pop-up showers and storms. Here's an example of that. This is our Mount Magazine WeatherBug Network camera. Obviously a little bit of rain in the morning. Watch these waves of precipitation coming through, and you can see after they move out, the sun comes back. So these are what you call scattered pop-up showers. Here we even have a turkey tower. It's a little bit of an isolated shower storm. It's dissipating. There is some upper level support, but it's not super strong, and that's why these storms aren't severe by any means. They had a little bit of small hail, though, earlier in Searcy County as well as Newton County. Here's a look at our WeatherBug Network camera from Boonville. There you see that turkey tower. You got mid to upper 80s to lower 90s. And look at the heat. It's on. Now, Stigler, that's a little off. It's not that humid. The humidity, or the hygrometer, as they call it, the thing that measures dew point, it's a little bit too high. You can see 95 for Stigler, for the 105 for the heat index. But dew points are too high. They're like in the upper 70s, which is not really happening. Regardless, though, it is still hot. And you can see some of that pop-up shower activity. There's that little shower that moved north of Boonville. Other than that, everything's pretty quiet. Had an outflow boundary. Remember I was telling you earlier how that outflow boundary might spark off a few little isolated showers. That's why that one developed north of Boonville. But now we're starting to lose daytime heating. Maybe a stray shower moves into southern Adair County. Overall, though, looking pretty quiet across the region for tonight. So that's going to be nice. Now look at the future track. Overnight tonight, everything's going to dissipate. Tomorrow, another day of pop-up showers. Can't discount rain, but don't count on it. So basically, you might need to water your lawn. You can see those temperatures in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Look at Clinton, though, and Russellville and Marshall climbing into the mid-90s in central Arkansas. And then you'll see as we go throughout our Wednesday night, the showers dissipate. Thursday, more development takes place, and those showers and storms will be popping up across the region. So there's that 30% that develops during the afternoon tomorrow. That's about the only chance of rain. In the morning, we won't see any. Unlike this morning, when we did have pop-up shower and storm activity, that's because there was a little more upper level support. So look at those temperatures climbing into the lower and middle 90s. We're around 90 degrees on our Thursday with just isolated shower chances. River Valley has those storm chances about 30% as well as temperatures climb into the mid 90s. So that precipitation forecast, we showed you the bullseye of a lack of rain across the region. And so we're going to continue to see that as this ridge of high pressure to our southeast starts to build westward. Now what's interesting is that the National Hurricane Center is investigating Invest 93L, as they call it, a little area of a disturbance that's just to the west of Florida that's going to be drifting westward and could make its run into Arkansas. That might provide some rain. Other than that, though, there's not going to be any jet stream energy to bring us any type of wet weather. High pressure is in control, and a true summer-like pattern where the jet stream goes all the way up into Canada, that's going to be the case over the next several days as the heat dome builds overhead. Now you can see those pink shades showing up. That's some pretty toasty weather. And when we look at the vorticity and the spin, there's that upper level spin that kind of drifts westward and then curves to the north, and it doesn't really bring us any widespread rain. So for the weekend, how about getting out to the boat, and get to the lake? Because this past weekend, there was a lot of rain, there was a lot of thunderstorm activity. This weekend is the time to do it. Overnight tonight, we're looking at lower to middle 70s. As we go throughout the day tomorrow, we will climb once again in the lower to middle 90s. Nothing unusual there. But as we go later on into the weekend, the rain chances will start drying up for the most part, except for maybe a stray isolated shower. As we go into next week, look at the temperatures in the mid 90s. So the summer heat is increasing. You can see Tuesday, a lot of sunshine with a slight chance of rain. Can't discount an isolated stray shower, but overall, we're looking pretty active in terms of that heat wave building in with not a whole lot of activity storm-wise, so pretty quiet in that aspect.